The Mystery of Room 1046. On the cold afternoon of January 2, 1935, the elegant President Hotel in Kansas City, Missouri, was bustling with travelers and businessmen. The marble floors echoed with the sound of footsteps, and the lobby was filled with the polite chatter of guests checking in for the night. Among them was a man who appeared unremarkable at first glance. Medium height, dark hair, a slight scar above one ear, and a serious expression that rarely softened. He wore a dark overcoat and carried no visible luggage except for a small comb, a toothbrush, and toothpaste. When asked for his name, he signed the register as Roland T. Owen, claiming he was from Los Angeles. He requested an interior room, one without a view of the street. The request was unusual but not suspicious enough to question further. A bellboy escorted Owen to room 1046. On the way, Owen spoke little. His voice was low, and his words were deliberate. Once inside, he placed his toiletries in the bathroom and sat down quietly, as if lost in thought. The bellboy later recalled that there was something unsettling about him. Not openly threatening, but tense, like a man carrying an invisible weight. The next morning, January 3rd, a maid entered room 1046 to clean. She found Owen sitting alone in the dim light, the shades drawn tightly shut, casting long shadows across the small room. The atmosphere was heavy and claustrophobic. On the bedside table, she noticed a strange handwritten note that read, "Don, I will be back in 15 minutes. Wait." The name Don would later become one of the most chilling and mysterious elements of the case. When the maid tried to open the curtains for light, Owen sharply told her to leave them closed. He explained that he was expecting a friend and that she should leave the door unlocked when she finished cleaning. His tone was polite, but there was an edge to his voice, as if he was under strict orders. That evening, the same maid returned with fresh towels. When she reached the room, the door was locked from the outside, meaning Owen was not inside. But when she entered with her master key, she was startled to find him sitting silently in the dark again. The lamp was the only light source. Owen seemed agitated. He told her, almost in a whisper, that the door should never be locked. The maid, unnerved, quickly placed the towels and left. The next day, January 4th, things took an even stranger turn. The hotel's switchboard operator noticed that room 1040 SIX's phone had been in use frequently. Multiple calls were placed, but the voice on the line, presumed to be Owen's, was terse, nervous, and uncomfortably vague. One call was overheard by another hotel staff member, in which Owen said, "No, Don, I don't want to eat. I don't care if you do." Later that night, guests staying near room 1046 reported hearing loud male and female voices coming from the room. At one point, there was a sound like furniture being knocked over, followed by silence. No one reported it to the front desk at the time. The noise in a busy hotel was not unusual. By the morning of January 5th, the hotel staff became concerned. The phone in room 1046 had been off the hook for hours. A bellboy was sent to check. When he knocked, a weak, strained voice from inside said, "Come in." The bellboy tried the door but found it locked from the outside. An odd sign, since that meant it could only have been locked by someone leaving the room. Using a master key, he entered, and what he saw would haunt him forever. Owen was on his knees near the bed, completely naked, his hands and feet bound with a cord. Another cord was tightly wrapped around his neck, leaving deep grooves in the skin. Blood was splattered on the sheets, the walls, and even the ceiling. He had multiple deep gashes on his head, and his chest and lungs had been punctured by some kind of sharp object. The bathroom was smeared with blood, as if he had tried to wash himself before collapsing. Despite his horrific injuries, Owen was still alive. The bellboy called for help, and paramedics rushed him to the hospital. On the way, police questioned him. When asked who had done this to him, he whispered an answer that baffled everyone. "Nobody, I fell." Within hours, Owen died on the operating table. The police investigation revealed more questions than answers. For one, Roland T. Owen was not his real name. His fingerprints did not match any criminal or missing persons database. Even more bizarre, all of his belongings, including his clothes, the hotel's soap and towels, and even the items he had originally checked in with, were gone. The only things left in the room were the note to Dawn, a hairpin, a label from a necktie, and a single unsmoked cigarette. The hairpin suggested a woman may have been in the room. Days later, police received an anonymous call from a woman who claimed that the dead man was actually Artemis Ogletree, a 17-year-old from Birmingham, Alabama, who had been missing for several months. His mother later confirmed this, saying that she had been receiving strange letters from him, letters that didn't sound like her son's usual way of writing. She suspected someone else had been sending them. Theories began to swirl. Some believed Artemis was caught in a love triangle, and that Don was a jealous lover who had discovered his betrayal. Others thought he had fallen in with dangerous criminals and was executed for crossing the wrong people. Still others suggested that the presence of a woman and the mysterious note hinted at some kind of blackmail or espionage. Despite multiple suspects being questioned, no one was ever charged with the murder. The identity of Don remains a mystery to this day. And perhaps most chilling of all, we still don't know why Artemis Ogletree checked into room 1046 under a false name, or why, even as he lay dying, he chose to protect the identity of the person who killed him. The President Hotel still stands today, and some say room 1046 carries an unsettling energy, as if the walls remember the night a young man died there, bound by secrets he took to his grave.